Good Tuesday afternoon to you, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at the full disc, what you can notice here is the cold air that covers pretty much all of the continent of the North America, except for the far southern areas. Subtropical jet producing some thunderstorms from the Caribbean basin, the Gulf of Mexico, and then off the coast. Nothing major to see here. The weather pattern is actually very quiet for impacts for utilities. We're looking at a very quiet stretch. Good time to take off if needed. Colder and quieter weather, but with a few impulses generating some flurries and mountain snow showers from time to time. No utility impacts are expected even with gradient wind gusts well below thresholds. Arctic chill, though not extreme, where temperatures during the morning hours may fall slightly below 0 Fahrenheit. Precipitation projections are opposite of what has been occurring recently. That is, rather limited and fairly dry. Best project weather days will be Wednesday and again on Sunday. Expectations are for a big storm system to track in from California across the southern U.S. This will track to our south and pretty much stay well off the coast, with no effects for us. But something we'll have to watch as we get late in the period, and really we're talking this weekend and into the early part of next week if it were to track further north. You can see that there's a ridge of higher pressure, some shortwave troughs. These are fairly fast movers in the northern stream of the polar jet. In the southern stream, this is the system that's going to be tracking basically across the country and develop in the middle Atlantic states. It could produce some pretty heavy snows in places like the western Carolinas, northern Georgia even, and maybe a little southern snow as temperatures will be cold enough pulling that down. And then this system will then track off the coast staying out of northern New England. Full countrywide view here with 6-hour increments of the European model. And you can see there's really not a whole lot going on really coast to coast. Now, keep an eye on the California system. Southern California looks like it gets doused with some pretty good precip there. That's good news for them. And then the jet stream energy will continue to track across northern Mexico and the Gulf of Mexico. It'll start to load up on moisture. This will produce rounds of thunderstorms. So this track will continue to push over toward the middle Atlantic states, and you can see its development here with some pretty good thunderstorm activity working off the coast, and some snow more than likely over the Smokies and the Blue Ridge. Maybe not the Blue Ridge, but further off to the south, and then this area of low pressure takes a track a little bit further to the north, and that's something that the European typically does not handle very well. So these systems usually are a little closer to the coastline. Still, this does not look like it's going to be impacting our neck of the woods here, but something we'll have to keep a close eye on. Here's the GFS ensemble. You can see that the blue line is best represented, and it looks like the operational model is less than 1/10 of an inch here with a little bit of flurry of mountain snow shower activity that will move through. It looks like somewhere along about Thursday night into Friday morning. Looking at the 3-hour QPF, and how that might look, you can see that's the next bit of precipitation, then drier weather to follow, a little bit of erratic stuff as you get further on down the road. This is a 7-day total QPF from the Weather Prediction Center. California getting some rainfall, that's good for them, and then this resumes across northern Mexico. You can see the southern U.S. Getting some hefty amounts here. It's like 3-inch amounts, and then off the southeast coast it goes. But the northern tier area, the storm track is really suppressed to our south, and we're sitting here high and dry, just a few of these shortwave troughs coming in from the northwest, sort of reinforcing the colder effect. GFS, again, centered on Montpelier. This is the 0-degree isotherm, so you can see that's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius, and this is all snow, and we're colder than normal. All good there. Looking at the daily highs and lows, the 2-meter temperatures, you can see that we're below 32 degrees on each consecutive day. A couple spots pretty cold. European has us fairly cold for tonight. nearly coast to coast, looking at below normal temperatures, running about 6 degrees below normal on average. And that was for the next 5 days. 3 days later, to add to that, running 6 to 9 degrees, so it actually gets a little bit colder over time, starting to see some inroads here of warmer temperatures. And just for kicks, I thought I'd show the temperature anomalies. You can see that it's below normal by 5 to 10 degrees, and the coldest closer to 10 degrees in the purples here. So pretty cold in Vermont, but then we warm up just a little bit, kind of oscillate back and forth, depending on diurnal ranges in temperature. And you can see this next cold reinforcing shot in the darker purple there, comes toward Vermont, lands into Vermont. By the way, that would be this coming Saturday. It looks like we go below zero at that point. And then watch what happens. We might be seeing a pattern change. Remember that storm system will be tracking off to the south of us at that point. And once that system goes out to sea, here's running about 7 days, you can see a massive warm-up off to the north and west. This warm blob is going to be pushing in toward the east coast, and you can see it fundamentally makes it in here roughly in about 10 days or so. And that's roughly at about the 13th of December. And so we warm up pretty dramatically. And you can see these temperatures here running, wow, over 15 degrees above normal. There they are. They're into northern Vermont, mostly centered on Quebec. So it looks like we warm up for the middle part of the month of December, no doubt about it. And with a major pattern change for much more milder conditions. Now with that, not a lot of snow as well, so we may lose some of our snow. And this is day 15. You can see, at least in the eastern U.S., east of the Rockies, we're looking at much warmer conditions. Will this hold? Question mark. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights, thanks for watching.